I hate dry cookies. And I don't mean crunchy, I mean like dry, lifeless cookies. So today I'm gonna show you my favorite recipe, which has this one secret ingredient that helps you to have chewy, soft, melt in your mouth cookies every single time. And they're so easy to make, you're gonna love it. So let's get started. To begin, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then line a baking sheet with parchment paper and set aside. No need for silicone mats, it's not even necessary for this recipe. Next, in a bowl, we'll add the dry ingredients. Add 2 1/4 cups of flour. To measure it properly, simply scoop it into your measuring cup, scrape off the top. Then add it into your bowl. I like to sift it to avoid getting these little clumps into your mix. Then add a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt and whisk it together. Then set aside. In a separate bowl, add 1 cup, 8 ounces, or 2 sticks of butter. I like using this brand, I love the flavor, and the amount is already in 1 pack. Just make sure it's softened. Then add 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. It's important it's packed so you get the right measurement. And 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Now using an electric mixer or hand mixer, cream the soft butter and the sugars on low speed and then on high speed for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's fluffy and light. This is a very important step to get that butter really creamy mixed with the sugars, so don't skip it. Now comes the secret ingredient to making these chocolate chip cookies extra chewy and delicious. 1 3.4 ounce pack of vanilla instant pudding mix. Be careful when buying these at the store because the vanilla and the banana look identical to me unless you're really careful. So just make sure it's the vanilla. And if you can't find the 3.4 ounce, don't even worry. Get the big pack and just do 6.8 tablespoons of the mix. Then add a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 large eggs room temperature, and mix it. First start on low and then raise it slowly to high to avoid spilling it. Beat on high for about 2 to 3 minutes to make sure it's fully incorporated. Then gradually add the dry ingredients. Start on low and then go to high to avoid a powdery mess. Continue to incorporate and mix really well. Keep adding the dry ingredients slowly until all the ingredients are fully combined and the dough is done. Now add 2 cups or a pack of chocolate chips of your choice. I'm using 60% cacao, it's bittersweet. I don't like super sweet cookies and these are a little bit healthier. I always leave a handful aside to put them on top of the cookies before they bake. Now with a rubber spatula, fold and keep folding until you have the chocolate chips dispersed evenly throughout the mix. And then scoop medium-sized balls onto your hand or use an ice cream scooper. I prefer to use the ice cream scooper because it keeps them even in size. With your hand, just shape them and then add them to your sheet. It's important to keep the distance between them far and spacious so when they raise and go on the sides, they don't touch each other. And just add the chocolate chips on top. Now bake them in the middle rack for 10 to 12 minutes or until golden on top and just slightly underdone to avoid them being dry or overcooked. Once done, remove from the oven and let them fully cool so they don't fall apart when you pick them up. These are perfect for gifts as well. Just allow them to completely cool down before you package them as gifts or to store them. So what I love about this cookie recipe is you can pre-make them and freeze the dough. Just make sure you separate them, cover them, put them in the freezer. Or once you've made them, you can keep them in an airtight container and put them in the refrigerator. They stay good for a long time. And then once you warm them up in the oven, 350 for like 5-10 minutes max, and they would be perfect every time. So, my favorite part. The flavor is so rich and so good without being overly sweet. I don't like sweet stuff, so this is perfect with ice cold milk or iced coffee or plain coffee, or with just your cookie. The possibilities are endless, but it's so good. So, can't wait for you to try these. If there's other recipes you want me to share with you guys, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna keep sharing some really yummy stuff. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.